Hey everyone, super bummed I can't be there in person, but I figured this would be a way that I could help Todd with the presentation even though I'm not there. So it's good to at least see you guys this way. But Todd and I early on decided that my part of the business, I was going to stick to things that I feel are going to be the biggest contribution and areas that I feel super comfortable with and things that I have experience in. So to this point, I've been helping with some design decisions, working on staging, and some of you know that I've had a curriculum business over the last several years, and during that time I've learned a little bit about social media. So I'm just getting started of developing a social media strategy for Todd. And so I'm going to be talking just a little bit about that, and hopefully maybe some of you at least can learn a few things from this. And we're going to go ahead and get started. But the first thing we need to think about is, where does our audience hang out? So Todd and I are of a little bit older demographic, and so is a lot of our following. And most of you know that the older generation tends to feel the most comfortable and lives on Facebook a lot. And so that's where we are dedicating most of our energy right now. One of the things that we'll find out, people that get really excited about social media will try to do all the things at the beginning, and that just ends up watering everything down. And it is so much better to just stick with one or two and do a really good job, and then later, as you're feeling super comfortable, adding more. And so that's what we're doing. We're starting out mostly on Facebook. Some of his students are of the age that they're working on Instagram more. They enjoy Instagram, the pictures that they share, those kind of things. So we're going to also be developing, we're just in the super early stages of Instagram, but we're getting ready to fill that up and try to reach some people there as well. So choosing just one or two at the beginning is a great way to start. So the next thing we need to think about is, what is our strategy for our social media? Like, what do we want social media to do for us? And these can be very different, and we should be picking a few of them. They could be things like visibility, just getting exposure to other people, engagement, which is something the algorithm loves and it helps push your content out to more people, building trust, which is a really important one for us to show that we know what we're doing and that you can trust us, just connection with your audience, social proof, showing maybe some success stories that have happened in your business, educating your audience, and also, just giving them value add. The next thing we're going to do is to come up with some content pillars. Pillars being something that is stable, that is going to be staying all the time. It just helps you to develop some consistency, but developing some pillars that go with each of the strategies. This is a great way for us to not have to be coming up with on the last minute, ooh, I didn't post anything today, what do I need to post? But having these pillars, and I'm going to explain in a second, that go along with the strategies will help you to be able to do that. Another thing that's also been proven is, the more eye-catching your graphics are, the more engaged your audience will be, the more it will stop the scroll as people are looking through social media and actually pay attention. So we really need to focus on, what can we do to make our graphics eye-catching, and that will help your reach an awful lot. The next thing we need to think about is, what can we do to consistently post? So whether it's a few times a week or every single day, or some people do multiple times a day. I'm not in that position right now, but it's important that you be pretty consistent. It helps the algorithm for one, but it also helps your audience know what to expect. And audiences that know what to expect and can count on you tend to stick around. So that's going to be really important too. So make a goal of what you think you can do consistently. So one of our most important strategies is to build trust. People know us as missionaries, don't know us as investors, and we want to show that we are worthy of their trust. And so rather than running from our reputation as missionaries, we are embracing it and showing how that makes us unique, and how that we're coming from a place of integrity, of a place where values are important to us. And we're starting with our post about not your typical real estate investor, and it's giving us a little opportunity to tell our story and how we got into all of this. Another great way to build trust is through behind the scenes. So we might show Todd on a typical day what are some of the things he's doing, help people understand what is actually going on behind this, and that there is some real strategy here. Another thing is showing what we are actually doing in these flips, seeing some of the befores and afters. And I think our Roxborough one was, I don't think you could have got much worse than it was. And we think it turned out pretty neat. So that is another, these are ways to build trust, and these are pillars that we can be using consistently to share that with our audience. So one strategy that we're using is education. We want to warm our cold audience. A lot of people, private lending is something where people are giving up their hard-earned cash. So the more we can help people understand what it is and why it's good for them is going to be great. And so we started this Private Lending 101 as one of our pillars. So, and it's a really easy one to implement because this way, Todd just gave me an FAQ sheet. I made this template. And then all I had to do was just change out the information from his FAQ sheet. And now I have, I think, 15 different posts that we're going to be able to use, not all at once, but spread out. The other thing, using my background in design from design school and sharing some decor tips, a lot of people enjoy that and might want to try a thing or two. And this helps people know, hey, I'm getting something out of that. Maybe I want to stick around. So another strategy that we have is for engagement of our audience, and this helps us a lot it helps the algorithm and it helps us to get some engagement. So we need that in ours. Memes, everybody loves a meme. People love to comment on memes. So one of the things you can do is download a free meme maker, and then you can plug in your own content like we did here and made it particular to private investing. So that is a really great strategy. It gets people involved. Also, answering audience questions is another one that we hope to implement soon. Once we have more of an audience that starts asking questions, maybe doing that through Reels, doing it in lives, just bringing up a question somebody asked and then answer that. So that makes your audience feel that they're part of things and getting going on that as well. So now let's talk about some social media hacks to make this a little bit more doable for you. We all know that social media can be super overwhelming and you're busy. So whatever we can do to be more efficient is going to be awesome. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a template or locate a template for some of these different posts and reuse that over and over. And the way to do that is to batch create. Sit down at one time, and rather than just making one post and throwing it up there, make 20. Using that same template, you're going to be spreading these out so they're not back to back, obviously, when you post them, but it builds consistency. The look people will start to recognize. They will start to know that you are being consistent, and it makes it way, way easy for you. And then once you have several of these, use a free scheduling tool. There are many out there. There's some through Meta. Meta will schedule them for you. Canva, which I'm going to be talking about a lot because I'm a Canva fan, is having it set it and forget it. Like once you have these 20 posts, or maybe you've done 4 different kind now, maybe you have 80 posts now, you can schedule them out, which means like you can go on vacation and not worry about it. It's going to just automatically post when you tell it to. So using a free scheduling tool is a great way to go. Okay, I mentioned before Canva, I'm a big fan of. There is a free version and a paid version. I'll tell you a little bit about the differences. I mentioned much earlier that having eye-catching graphics is huge in your social media. The more it looks, it's catching the eye of your audience, the better. Because what you don't want is them to just scroll past it. So using Canva is amazing, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that. Canva is a design tool that a lot of really talented designers have done most of the work for you. So just to give you a little bit more information, you can use the free version. You can do quite a bit with it, but I really love the Canva Pro. You can get it on sale sometimes. The full price is $129 for the year, $12.99 a month. But one of the big things that I like about it, I'm going to talk about all the benefits, is that you have a brand kit in there. And what that means is you have a place to store what your brand colors are. We are black and gold, and then some neutrals, and your logos in there. So for a one-click application to your social media posts, makes it super easy. That's one of my favorite parts. So in the free version, maybe, I don't know, maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of all of the fonts and pictures and elements that are in there you have access to, and then they have a little crown on other ones, and you can only use those if you have the paid version. It's so nice having unlimited access to all of the stuff, because there's a lot of good stuff in there, and it gets frustrating, for me at least, when you can't use certain things. When I showed this to Todd, he's like, what's an element? Well, elements are just even the tiniest parts of design. So when you look at a design that maybe a template that a designer has made, all of the graphic parts of that are an element, and you can search for those individually. Maybe you like a template, but you don't like this part of it. You can take that part off and search for another one and get that. So in the paid version, all of the elements, pictures, and fonts are included. One of my favorite things in the paid version is a background remover. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried taking a photo and removing the background so you can layer it over something. Some of you might be thinking, I don't need that because I can do that with, like, I can do it in PowerPoint. PowerPoint is where I created most of my curriculum products, and so I'm pretty adept at that. But it's real hit and miss with background remover, and sometimes it gets really frustrating. You have to keep clicking, now remove this part, now remove this part, keep this part. And but since I've been using Canva, you upload one, you just push a button that says background remover, and it's pretty much gone. And then you can layer that onto anything. So I have loved that part. So for those of you that would like to try more than one social media channel, you may have figured out that they all need different sizes. And I'm pretty sure they do that on purpose so that you don't just upload from one to another, but it can be very frustrating. The cool thing with Canva Pro is you can take, let's say, a Facebook post and pull it up on your Canva, and then you can push a button to say, make this for Instagram. And you might have to do a little bit of finagling once you've done that, but it automatically puts the right measurements on it, and you can see if it fits or if you need to move a little bit around, and it saves a ton of time. So those of you that want to use more than one social media channel, this is another really good reason to use this. Again, if you're just getting started, you want to try it for free, that works well. You can do quite a bit of it with the free version. I think the pro one is worth it. Anyway, so those are some of the things. There's a lot that I don't know about social media. One of the things that we are looking at that we're not doing yet is a lot of video. I really encourage you to use video, whether it be Reels or even YouTube Shorts or even YouTube. Video has a reach that it develops your content, a content library, so to speak, and we need to be focusing on that. Todd and I are talking about it. We're working on that, and Dylan's going to help us with some of the editing for the video. So that is the next place that we're going, and I'm looking forward to how that works. So this is all of my section for this today. Super sad I don't get to see you guys. I hope next time I can be there. Hope you have a great week there. We'll see you. Bye-bye.